2017 Chevy Volt, or 2017 Chevy Volt. Customer complains not cool enough, but they did say their defrost works. So if your defrost is working and not fogging up, you know you at least have some cooling. And since it's on a cool day, you don't need much refrigerant to make a cold evaporator on a cold day. So you could get some defrost, but on a hot day, there's not enough refrigerant for the expansion valve to open up and let that refrigerant through and absorb the heat load across the evaporator. So this is what we got. We're hooked up. I already went over visual. I went over with electronic identifier. No previous history on this. No UV dye in the system. This is where we're sitting right now. We're sitting at 31 on the low side, 75 psi on the high side. And as you see, look at the subcooling. Subcooling is negative. You can't have negative subcooling. Look at the superheat. We're at 31. But I am taking the superheat down here towards the compressor, not at the evaporator up above. And we do have an internal heat exchanger. You see the liquid line going into the vapor line. So let's take this after the evaporator. Let's go over here. There we go. Okay, so now we're hooked on, coming right out of the evaporator. 35, and you see we're only 68 degrees. Our dash temperature, or supply, is 63 degrees coming out of the dash. But our outside ambient air, taking it right here, right in front of the condenser, is 65 degrees. We're doing nothing. Okay, so I'm gonna go over this more to look for the leak. I'm gonna add some dye. I'm gonna fill the system up. I'm gonna recover it, evacuate it, and try to find this leak. You can see it's heavily salt corroded. Everywhere there's salt crystals, this is salt crystals around here, salt crystals. So wherever this car is from, it's heavily salted. And this does have the fins on it, that flappers that close. They're open right now. And I picked up 1 part per million refrigerant out of the dash, but only 1. So I can't condemn an evaporator over 1 part per million. I'm gonna see if I could pick up after I fill it up all the way. But let's look at the difference between this Chevy Bolt electric vehicle before and after recharge, and I'll let you know how much refrigerant, and it is YF refrigerant right there, 725 grams. And we'll look at it before and after. So we know it's low right now, and we're gonna see what the superheat looks like after it's full. We're gonna look at the subcooling, what it looks like after. Here's the liquid line temperature, suction line temperature. And here's our dash temperature coming out of the dash. All right.